What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well and staying healthy. My name is Johnny. I'm the middle school pastor at Brookside. Filming one of our resets from the comfort of my own home because this is how we're doing it nowadays. Guys, I just want to say today we're going to talk a little bit about something that has never changed. We've been walking through a series at Brookside on Sunday mornings about what hasn't changed, and I think this story today really gives us a good perspective on something that will never change. In our 365 reading, we're in Matthew 27, which, if you don't know what Matthew 27 is, it's the crucifixion of Jesus. And in this story that I was reading, obviously I've heard it a bunch and I know what happens, but it was really refreshing for me to read it in a new way, because with everything going on with the pandemic and with sickness, and being quarantined and all this kind of weird stuff, it was cool to read a story that no matter how many times we look at it or hear it, it is something that has never changed and will never change. Jesus in the story goes through some of the most gruesome things ever. Like, the crucifixion was the type of punishment back in the day that was given to the worst of the worst people. And Jesus was a guy who did absolutely nothing wrong. And he walks this hill up to Golgotha, which is called the place of the skull. It's basically where all the bad stuff happens, right? And I was just thinking about this as I was reading it and I was recollecting on it. I was like, man, Jesus gave up so much for me. Jesus gave up everything. And even though he didn't go into this thinking like this is going to be easy, this is going to be something that, I got this, it's going to be a breeze. Like the night before in the garden, he was like, God, if you could take this cup from me, please. Like, if there's any other way to do this, like, please. And obviously it was the only way to do it. But even in the midst of this fear, even in the midst of what Jesus was going to be doing, he was still afraid, and he was still going through something that was scary. And I was thinking about this, and I was like, man, Jesus loves me so much to walk this path of just knowing you're going to die, knowing what you're going to endure. But the beautiful thing about this story is it doesn't end with the crucifixion, right? Like we know this. We know that Jesus Christ has risen from the grave. Death could not hold him down. Nothing could stop him from rising from the grave. And in the midst of something that's going on that's crazy, in something that we don't really understand, this is a story that I think we can look at and we can point to and we can say, you know what, this is something that has never changed and will never change. And it can give us a hope for the future, that even though we're in a tough time right now, this story gives us hope that Jesus loved us so much that he was willing to go to the cross for us. He was willing to die for us because he wanted us to spend eternity with him. And I don't know where you're listening to this at. Maybe you're at your home, maybe you're on a walk, maybe you're doing something completely different other than those two things. But wherever you're at, I want you, when you get done with this video, just to take 5 minutes. I mean, if you want to do more, go for it. If you want to do less, go for it. But just take 5 minutes and think about two things. The first thing to think about is how much does Jesus love you? Like, to go through this, to go through everything that he endured for us, how much does Jesus love you? Then the other thing I want you to think about is, how much does this give us perspective on something that is never going to change? Jesus will always have risen from the grave. Jesus is always going to have gone to the cross and paid that ultimate sacrifice for us. And guys, I just want to bless you with this week, that no matter what's going on, the craziness in our world, everything, this is a story that has never changed and will never change. Guys, we love you. We miss you so much. We cannot wait to be back together and worshiping at Brookside together. We hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week. Bye.